All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we get into the meat and potatoes of all this, got a little message for you. All right. Now, we all know that here in New Mexico, we have been blue. We are deep blue. The only state bluer than us is California. And we all know what kind of dumpster fire that is. We have endured leftist policies and democratic idiocy for so long. Now is our time to escape this lunacy. Now, I am asking you to jump onto the New Mexico Secretary of State website and give the following people your signatures so that we can get them into the primaries. The commonality between the people I will name is that they are Republican. And these names are Greg Hall. He's running for governor. Ramona Goolsby, running for Secretary of State. Joshua Lawrence, he's running for state auditor. He wants to be the New Mexico Doge. Samuel Kane, he's running for Attorney General. We all know the reason New Mexico is the way it is because of leftist policies. It is time to put Republicans in office and change New Mexico. Now, with that said, on with the show. All right, so I was forwarded this video on Facebook, and I'll just show you guys right here. Boom. All right, so this is a video of a group that calls themselves Yucca Action. And that is short for Youth United for Climate Crisis Action. And what they did was, on the opening day of the New Mexico legislative session, they organized a march and quite a few people showed up. And naturally, I was asked by the people that sent the video what I thought about the march and what I thought about their group itself. Well, in looking at their website and their social media, their main mission is to address the climate crisis. Now, I don't know about you, but I have crisis fatigue. There are so many things today that are a crisis. I don't know how people can continue to be manipulated with this word anymore. I honestly think that you have to be constantly in your feels to get an emotional reaction. And maybe that's their target audience. Maybe that's their target demographic. The people that interact in the world feels first. But let's get back to the topic, which is the group. To summarize what this group is about, Yucca's mission is to empower youth leadership for climate justice, challenge entrenched fossil fuel interests, and create a healthier, equitable future for all communities by influencing public policy, building grassroots power, and promoting sustainable alternatives. So what do I think about this group? Well, I think that this group and all the groups like this at their foundation are meant to limit our choices, which will eventually lead to the erosion and disappearance of our freedoms. A grand statement, right? Well, give me some time to explain this, okay? Here we go. Now, on the face, what this group is trying to do sounds noble. Save the earth. Move to EV. Protect Ma nature for future generations. Well, the reality here is that they are marching, yelling, and begging the government to take away a choice. As much as these native groups bitch, whine, and complain about how terrible the US government is, they are begging the government to take away freedom of choice. In this case, the choice is something as simple as electric vehicles replacing gas vehicles. Two only illuminate one facet of what they're advocating for. They are literally begging the government to get involved in people's personal choices. What if they give the government this power and take away the people's right to choose the kind of vehicle they want? Well, what they did was give themselves something to bitch, whine, and complain about in the future. The government's awful. The government's oppressing us. You see where I'm going with this? Now, there are myriads of ways our freedoms can be eroded away. This is not the only way, but this is the method that I'm going to focus on, because this is the one that is operating at the moment. Now, I'm not against moving to electrics and protecting the environment. What I am against is advocating for the government to take away our freedom of choice to achieve it. Now, I wonder, out of all the people that showed up in Santa Fe, I wonder how many of them own an electric vehicle. I wonder how many of them go home to a stove, a wood stove. And we all know, as res kids, we all know what it takes to heat a home with wood. It takes a gas vehicle, a diesel truck. You're not gonna see a Tesla truck up in the mountains with a load of wood. You're not gonna see a Tesla truck hauling water. See, these people that are out there virtue signaling that they know what's best, they don't even know that to be self-sufficient on the res, where there is no electricity and no running water, it takes fuel. For instance, if you have a flat tire on the res, you can't set the bead on a tire that you replaced with an air compressor that runs on solar. So NavCon, what's the answer? Well, I say, let the market speak. I say if there is a market for electric vehicles, let the change happen that way. But do not get the government to step in and limit your freedom to achieve ground in this green pursuit. You are trading freedom for this green pursuit. Don't give the government you claim to hate so much more power over you. Don't give the government you have distrusted for generations even more power. My answer is maintain your freedom through capitalism. You see, capitalism, individual rights, and freedom, they all go hand in hand. You cannot be free without a free market economy. So I say, put your money where your mouth is. If you believe so much in going green, let's see that electric vehicle. Create the personal need in every American to buy green. Appeal to the American buyer. Don't beg the government you hate to limit your freedom of choice. Don't give the government you hate so much even more power. Peace.